why is it that people rage when they play video games? And that includes myself because I get carried away sometimes and I get too frustrated while playing video games when things don't go my way. And it makes me react very negatively. I mean, it could be just like punching the pillow or just trying to break the controller. Luckily, in my recent 5 years of gaming, I have never broken a controller, which is good, or any monitors. But I know many people do. And if you're watching this, you might be one of them. But don't be ashamed. I mean, I know so many people through chat, in person, through streams and content of many people that experience raging with video games. So why is that the case? For one, we just care so much about winning. I think it's human nature for us to be very competitive and we always want to end up on top and in victory. A lot of times things don't always go our way. There's probably things in the video game itself where the game is reacting in a way that's unfair. It doesn't go your way and you're just upset at the fact that it's just not going your way. So you just get mad and you end up losing the game. And then you end up breaking your controller, your video game equipments, and all that. And so another reason is just you're not playing that well. You're not playing at the potential that you should be. And again, it results in you losing the game and probably games that you probably should have won. And those are the games or those are the gameplays that probably get you more upset. So it's just our competitiveness, the fact that we care so much about winning is probably one of the core factors of why we get so upset when it comes to raging in video games. And so how can you deal with that? How can you at least get to a point where you could let off some steam, things don't go your way, but you don't have to break stuff. You don't have to break your controller or your monitor, and just understand the fact that things will not always go your way. Some games they do. It goes both ways, right? For you and your opponent and the people that you play. Some days it'll be your day. You'll get your lucky bounce or you'll get your lucky shot or whatever the case may be. Some glitches will just be on your side. And there'll be some days where it doesn't. It's just you gotta have to accept the fact that those days do occur. Or even days where you don't even play that well. You're just in a slump, you're very tired, it's been a long day, you're on a losing streak, things like that. You gotta just have to accept the fact that those days do occur and that, you know what? Pull yourself back, look at yourself from a third person's perspective, and just be like, well, I can see that things aren't going my way, and it's okay. Just accept it. Maybe just take a break, take some deep breathers, go away and do something else, and then you could come back to the game or just finish early for the night before you unravel yourself and put yourself in like an avalanche where it gets bigger and bigger and you build up that frustration and you just explode. Next thing you know, you're at, the website on Amazon trying to buy a new controller. So just be aware of just where you're at, what's going on. Take a step back and realize that, you do care, but you got to understand that some things just don't go your way and you got to take the emotions out of it. Or at least understand that you're frustrated, but don't let it out in a way where it becomes very destructive and very costly for you. So that's my advice to you if you're dealing with video game raging. Fortunately for me, I've had my moments of. Fortunately for me, I didn't break anything, but I had my moments where I was really upset. I was just. It just felt like I was on the urge of breaking that controller. But these days, it's just I'm not as competitive. I don't mind if I win or lose games. I don't care how the game goes. I'm pretty laid back, so you won't get too much of an emotion out of me. But I know that's not always the case for everybody. People get really into it, especially in a competitive setting where maybe you're trying to win some games for a prize or there's something on the line there. And so you got to have some outlet, you got to have a breather. Can't get too involved in your frustrations. Otherwise, it will consume you and lead you to do something very destructive.